Hair and makeup. Hair and makeup.
What the hell's going on out there, World Rock Assault Radio Show? We bring the shit, man. I'm telling you, this has been a long time coming. You guys see on the screen these two handsome examples of what fucking metal is. -6. An evening with the Bay Area badasses, man. It's been a long time coming. How the fuck are you guys doing tonight, man?
Damn good.
Doing fucking great, man. Good to be here. It is a long time coming, man.
It has been. It has been. I've been following you guys since before the first EP was even released, and supporting you guys and loving it ever since, man. But let us talk about that for a minute, man. You guys come together, -6 as a whole.
Right.
What things led to the culmination of this band as we know -6 now that we've heard? I mean, because you guys have all come from different backgrounds, different bands.
Right. That's pretty much how it started. So, you know, when I first met you was through Chris Contos, and I was in Desecrator, and, you know, you were doing that shit. And that band was just, you know, getting stagnant, and shit just wasn't happening. Chris and Rick, you know, Rick was in another band that broke up.
Morbid Curiosity.
They broke up. Chris was just kind of hanging around doing nothing. And, you know, and to me, Chris was kind of like a hidden gem. You know, he's a bass guitar player and just wasn't doing shit. So, you know, me, Rick, and Chris would go to the bars and drink. I'm like, you know what, man, we just need to fucking start something.
Start a band, man. Start a band.
And then, so, you know, like, you know, we kept talking about it. And then Halloween came up, and we went to my buddy Joe's house for a Halloween party.
Crummy Joe.
And Raw Flynn was there dressed up in, you know,
drag.
So we're jamming in the back of Joe's room, and there's this drummer playing. And
was he dressed as a nerd?
I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, Brian was dressed up as a nerd. Yeah.
So anyways, we're all jamming, and Rick was like, fuck, man, who's that drummer? I'm like, you know, that's a good question. So we ended up talking with him, and what was it, like a year later?
Yeah, I ended up changing numbers with Brian. We exchanged numbers, and then didn't hear from him for literally a year.
Yeah.
Literally a fucking year. We finally got in contact with him through Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got in contact with him through Joe, and he came down, and we jammed. And, I mean, it was on after that.
Yeah.
And we go to exchange numbers again, and the fucker had my number in his phone for a whole fucking year. I never fucking called or nothing. I was so drunk at the fucking party that I didn't even save the fucking number. I had like random fucking numbers with a misspelled name in it.
Yeah, so once Brian came to the studio and practiced, and we had him locked, it was you know, time to find a bass player. You know, now it's got more serious. All right, we got a good drummer. You know, let's start writing shit. And I found Ron. It was his birthday.
You want to tell a little backstory about Ron coming?
We will. We found Ron. I found Ron on Facebook, and he's like holding the bass. I'm like, fuck, let me hit that guy up. And you know, he looked like he played the part, and he came to practice. And then yeah, Rick can tell you that story.
This guy, okay, so little backstory. We were supposed to have Ron come through one day, right? So we all agreed, all right, we're not going to drink. Nobody be hungover. You know, we make sure that this guy comes in, he knows we're serious. So all of us down there, me, Sid, Chris, Brian, we're down there, we're sober, we're practicing. Ron calls up, he's like, hey, I can't make it today. You know, let's shoot for tomorrow. So the next day, me, Brian, and Chris are down there jamming, you know, getting everything warmed up. This fucking guy right here stumbles into the fucking studio. I'm talking about stumbling. I mean, he didn't know which way was up, left, down, right. Stumbles in, hops on the stage. We had a big practice spot at this point. And then Ron comes in and introduces everybody. He's chilling and everything. And this fucker's fucking practicing like it's a live show, moshing on the fucking stage, pushing everybody out of the way. We're like, dude, like, we all stayed fucking sober to try and keep it fucking professional.
They're full of shit. They weren't sober.
I was sober.
I showed up pretty fucked up.
You were
already drinking whiskey, fucking.
We were drinking
beers.
We were drinking.
Smoking weed.
Drunk.
Once I fucking took a couple hits off that blunt, dude, it was over. That crossfade kicked in.
So, needless to say, Ron got a total dose of Sid his first fucking day, and yeah, he's like, fuck it, I'm in.
He's like, dude, if you guys do it like this in practice, I gotta join this shit. So all this really -6 is really all Crummy Joe's fault.
Pretty much. Yeah. Pretty fucking much.
Pretty much.
Well, thanks, Crummy Joe, for fucking -6, brother. We appreciate it.
Yeah, and Rob, I think Flynn too, because he wants credit.
Yeah, well, Rob Flynn is not only is he just a bad motherfucker on and off the stage, man, he does do a lot for music and musicians, man.
Oh, fuck yeah, he does.
Yeah.
really to the point of people don't really even realize what Rob does, on the backside of things. So let's talk about that for a minute, man.
Yeah.
You guys were just on his podcast, were you not?
Yesterday, yeah.
Yesterday, yeah.
That'd be our third time on there.
Second. Oh yeah.
Third.
New Year's Eve show.
Yeah, we were on there New Year's Eve at Cremmy Joe's house. We were all lit.
Yeah.
Fucking wasted.
And then you did a New Year's Eve podcast, and the first time we went there, he actually hit us up and want us to be on his podcast. And so we're humbled as fuck, man. We're like, wow, dude. First we were on Zetro's
Toxic Vault.
with Steve Zetro from Exodus.
Yep.
So we're like, wow,
Which was
man.
a cool ass fucking experience.
Super fun. And then now we got Rob, and we're like, we got guys. It's like, man, we're like getting the attention of the big dogs, So it's like, this is pretty fucking awesome and surreal.
And then here comes the fucking redneck metal mafia of rock and
Yeah.
soul.
We got Will up in the house.
Like, who the hell are these guys? Now we're making waves out there. I don't know if they're good or they're bad, but they're waves, So, whatever.
Hey, sometimes bad publicity is the best publicity, right?
What people have to say about me behind my back, brothers, none of my goddamn business. You know what I mean? So,
so I guess we did something right. Rob digs our shit and what we're doing, and he's helping promote us, and it's freaking awesome, dude. It's like,
dude,
wow.
that's big, and I know Chris Contos as well.
Yeah, Contos
really supports you guys, and all those guys really support the shit out of us too, man. And that's how I'm glad you touched on that, Sid. That's kind of how me and you even got in contact with
exactly.
Chris Contos.
Contos, yeah, he's the man.
So
homie,
cool
man.
shit.
After their show in Oakland, man, we were backstage, and I got to give him a big ass hug and just told him how proud I was of him, dude. And it's so cool to see him up there just doing what he loves again in front of a fucking huge crowd.
He fucking definitely looks like he was loving it from all the video that I see,
man. I love to see my friends happy like that.
I've talked to him a few times since then. I actually need to send him a message probably soon because I just picked up a new bow, man, and me and him kind of talk archery every once in a while too.
Oh, nice.
He's into that shit too. So
hell yeah.
But let's talk about -6, man, because that's the premise of what we're talking about, man. So you guys put out a 4-song EP.
September of last year or
something like that, a year and a half ago or something like that.
And this thing pretty much hit the ground running, did it not? I mean, from my end, from watching it, from the time it was announced that it was out until what traction it gained so quickly throughout the industry. I mean, you guys from border to border just pretty much stomped a hole in the fucking ground of metal, and people were starting to take notice.
Yeah.
What we wanted to do was release some music, and we waited roughly a year before playing a show, and our first show was the Violence show. We didn't want to come out like we did in previous bands and take every single show that was thrown at us. We're all pretty fucking seasoned musicians. We've all played, fucking pretty much everywhere locally, and just didn't want to pre-come. Nobody likes to come too early.
That ends up in child support.
Yeah. Usually. So we just took our time, man, and really kept writing and writing and writing. I mean, we had probably about a third of the full-length album already written, before we even released the EP. So we just fine-tuned everything. Certain parts we went back in, tightened up, changed a little fill here and there, dialed in the lyrics a little better, dialed in the harmonies. Chris is a fucking amazing guitar player, so it takes me a little while to fucking catch up to some of the harmonies that he fucking throws at me.
But you do it, though, every time. You do it. Coming out with the EP was smart because, people caught wind of us quick, and Dean Dell heard it, and that's how we got the Violence show. He dug it and passed it on to Phil Demmel, and fucking I'm laying in bed, all of a sudden I get a phone call from some unknown number, and I answered, this fucking Phil Demmel. I was like, hey man, you guys want to open the Violence show? I'm like, what the fuck? Hell yeah, we do. You know what I mean? That was
it's cool, how everything kind of comes about for you guys, man, and being in past bands and like you said, being seasoned musicians, man, it's still very humbling when you get those phone calls, because hell, me in radio, I still get the same shit, when the MOD guys call me, or Chris Contos calls me. It's like, holy fuck, I'm sitting here eating dinner with my family. Contos calls to tell my wife her birthday or something. You know what I mean? But
right.
At the same token, you got to just kind of feel like man, life is coming full circle now. This is the one. This is the one, man. This is my last run, and I'm gonna blow my load on this fucking thing.
That's exactly how we're going about it, man. You know, I mean, you know, because I'm in my mid-30s. Because Chris, he's in his late 20s. How old is Brian? 31. All the other guys in their early 30s. So it's like this is the time to get this shit done. You know what I mean?
You got to do it before your hair turns gray, man.
Yeah, exactly.
He's already getting there.
Fuck you, dude.
We don't got to worry about Chris. Chris ain't got no hair.
Yeah.
Right. But you guys, so tell me about the Bay Area, man, and what's happening out there, man. Because since the beginning of metal, man, the Bay Area has kind of been where it's derived from on a lot of different levels. And you know, you guys are out there brushing elbows with all the old school bands that are coming back out playing, man. Death Angel, Overkill, Testament, Exodus, Violence. You know what I mean? Even down to Machine Head coming back out and doing that. So tell me about the scene out there, man, and has it from the outside looking in, it's like it's never died off out there. Like it's always just stayed a thing, man. Is that true, or am I just reading into it too deep?
I mean, yes and no. I think sometimes it fluctuates. It's kind of like a roller coaster ride. It gets real high, then it kind of drops down for a little bit. For the bigger bands, I think it always, stays the same. But for the smaller circuit, it either gets real good or it gets real shitty.
We also got a lot of venues that have been shutting down left and right. I mean, Slim's in San Francisco just called it quits, and fucking was it Roosters? That was like 10 years ago almost that it shut down. Right. But these lower level venues, man, that get fucking packed from these, local bands, there's just nowhere to play anymore unless you got a big following or you can bring it up to the table or it's fucking pay to play.
Right.
So for the nobodies, it's rough out there.
Yeah, man. For the local bands like us that are trying to come up, it gets tough. But then the scene boosts up again, and and it's like I said, it's kind of it fluctuates, but it's still fucking strong as fuck in my opinion, especially for the old school thrash bands like you said are coming back, and their shows are packed and sold out every time. And so we definitely want to be a part of that shit. Like we feel like it's good timing for us to really stand out and shine as a Bay Area metal band and try to be a part of that whole fucking comeback situation or whatever we want to call it. You know what I mean?
Right. And most definitely and contribute. That's the thing is what Negative Sixx as a band is going to do is it's going to contribute to the longevity of that scene because
we're representing the Bay Area, so
and doing it fucking well, my friends. Doing it well. I mean, that's I'm not gonna even try to sugarcoat this shit. I'm a fan of Negative Sixx. And I also am a radio host. So eat shit if you don't like it.
Well, guys like you give us, that's inspiring as fuck, man. And that's why we do what we do, man. Because, for us, we play the songs all the time. We hear them all the time. And, for a while, you're like, all right, is this good enough? Is this good enough? Then we put shit out and people are like, holy shit. It's fucking super inspiring.
Which you had mentioned earlier, too, about Truth. That's one of our, I wouldn't say our least favorite song, but definitely not one of our most favorite songs. And you, among so many other people, have like reached out and like, dude, that song's fucking badass. It's badass. And a couple of shows, we didn't even have that on the roster, on the fucking playlist, set list for the show. So we were like, all right, well, we got to fucking play that one because, at the end of the day, it's what the consumer wants, If musicians, like us,
it's
only
catchy,
do what we want to do.
It's catchy.
Yeah.
That's the thing about that track is that if of everything that I got off the first EP, I have to sit back and make a decision too. If you guys send me 4 songs, say, yeah, play whatever you think everybody's going to like. And I sit back and I analyze things and I have to make a decision promotionally to represent you guys well. To me, that track is a perfect handshake to the world from Negative Sixx because it introduces so many different elements of what you guys can do musically, and it's fucking heavy as shit. You know what I mean? And the crossover potential there is astronomical. I mean, dude, this is no bullshit. Even my mother fucking taps her feet when Truth is on.
Nice.
And so, but that's the thing is it's the rhythm, it's the music that. So to me, if I'm going to introduce a band on the station and on the show for the first time, what a great representation. And so that's why that song almost has to stick around. You know what I mean? Whether you like it or not.
We're actually going to add that. We're actually going to add that as some bonus tracks on the album because we only have 8 songs on the album. So we're like, you know what? Maybe we should add some of the songs from the EP as bonus tracks at the end, So when you buy, you got that shit on there too.
There you go. And
You know what
that's
I mean?
so let's talk about the new record, man. So you guys we go back to a little ways back in the interview where you said that you had a lot of the songs for the full length done at the time of the EP. How did you decide through all of that what you were going to shelf for the record and what you were going to put out as an EP? Because it's all equally badass. I mean, so take me through the decision-making process there, because I think people are going to want to know that.
Well, you want to take that one?
Yeah. So when here's the thing: when we had the songs done, but we think there was still a lot of
Some
things that we fine-tuning that we changed to those songs. And the 4 songs we had done, and we were solid with them, and we're like, let's do these ones. I think we had like 4 songs already written that we have on the album now, and we've made them better, way better. And I'm glad we held off because we've added harmonies, I've changed vocal patterns, I've added different lyrics, and it's fucking so much better now. And we became better as a band too, you know what I mean? In our writing processes and shit. So
gave us a lot more time to tighten shit up.
Yeah.
You know, a lot more time. You know, some of the songs, I guess you could say, are a little more technical.
mm-hmm.
So with that being said, you know, when we did the EP, we wanted our strongest shit that we had solid, you know, fucking set. So when we went into the studio, there wasn't no second guessing. We're not
Right.
wasting time, wasting money or anything like that. You
Yeah,
know,
the shit's not cheap.
fuck no.
What studio are you guys working with out there?
Shark Bite
Bite.
Studios.
Noah?
Our buddy
Zach Oren.
Zach Oren from Shark Bite. He actually recorded the last Machine Heads album. I think he's done a couple of theirs.
Yeah.
He's done All Shall Perish. I think Chimera.
Necrogoblicon.
Yeah, so you know, he's
dude,
a badass.
it's Noah's Zombie Shark. That's the whole fucking shark thing that I get confused on.
Oh,
I'm just
okay,
a dumb redneck, man. You gotta explain. I
We
like to
recorded-
drive
we
fast.
recorded
Listen
the
to,
EP. We recorded the EP with him, and it came out great. But I'll tell you what, the album is fucking tenfold better. You know, recording wise, us as a band, musician wise, and it's. You heard Destination Unknown. You know that was the recording quality is super clean, and
everybody else is gonna hear Destination Unknown right as
Yeah.
soon as this interview's over too. And
and
another track
yes.
that nobody else has, just Rock
Nobody's
and Soul
heard yet.
Radio Show.
Yeah.
So that's cool shit, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you know, we fucking love you, Will. We're like, you know what? Let's release another little something for everybody since we're not going to release this album as soon as we thought. So we're going to release a song called Existence, which is about just, you know, fucking being happy to be alive, you know. And I think it's another good song that, you know, to kind of maybe pump
Amp
some people
everybody up,
yeah, you know, like, fuck, man, you know what? I know this shit's going crazy, but at least we're still here alive and fucking breathing, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's some group
And you
vocals in
know,
it, too.
just to touch on that for a minute too, Sid, you know, we won't go into great detail, but you know, as of late, you know, the recent times, man, you've been through a lot of really strenuous shit in your personal life that realistically speaking, man, would have broke most human beings, man. So your dedication to your art and your craft and your music and your brothers in your band and your fans, dude, is something that personally, man, I fucking admire. And I have nothing but the utmost respect for you for that, man. And to be able to wither through that shit and write music like you do that's still delivering a positive message, man, is just fucking astronomical to me. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Will. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, you know, life has its ups and downs and shit. And, you know, I just got to realize that I'm not the only one that goes through it all. People have it worse than me, you know, and in ways, you know, I use it as inspiration. You know, like, you know what, man, I'm not gonna let this. I'm not gonna let this shit. I'm not gonna let this shit get me
Sorry, I
down.
just released some lyrics off the new album right there.
I'm not gonna let this shit get me down. And if anything, you know, music is my outlet to still, you know, get myself back to fucking reality and plant myself back down. These guys all help me out with that because we're all good friends. You know, so it helps when you have a family that you know you can stay locked in with and just keep moving forward, man.
Right.
But
right.
yeah, I appreciate that, Will.
No problem, man. Just know that, you know, on a personal level, fuck, I always got your back, brother. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna, you know, I'll fly out there if I have to. I don't give a shit.
I'll pay for your fucking ticket.
Don't say that. It's in the airport 16 minutes from me. I ain't got no damn job.
That's why I said, man, if we play a show here, you got the homie hookup for sure.
Man, I will be there for sure, man, because I ain't scared of no fucking COVID. I'm 6'4", man. I stand above all that shit. You know, the COVID hits me right about my nipples if people are talking. So I'm okay with it. So what do you guys think, man? So I know we had some tentative dates for the album release, man, but obviously the music industry's kind of on a standstill right now. Any tentative dates that we can put out now when to expect the new record to come out?
No.
Summer.
Yes.
You know?
Well, we're also working with our buddy Robbie, who's gonna do a lot of PR stuff for us. So we don't want to just release the album with no PR done and nothing like that, because it's just stupid. A lot of bands make that mistake and they don't properly market their fucking band. So that's what I definitely have learned over the years of playing is marketing is everything, dude. You know, you can be in the best band in the world, but if nobody knows who you are, it doesn't fucking matter. So we're all about, you know, getting this marketing shit done so we get on like Blabbermouth, Metal Injection, Metal Sucks, you know, those type of sites, and doing this shit like this with you is fucking epic. You know, just the more content we can get, the better. And then once we got that built up, then we're gonna fucking come out full force with it. We want to get a video done.
Yeah, that's one of the things we're planning on doing is a music video with Dave Perga. He's the one that's done all our photography. There's a lot of stuff in the works, but this fucking stupid Corona thing kind of put a lot of shit on the back burner.
We also have a killer promo video that we'll be putting out pretty soon.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
We got a promo video of behind the scenes of when we recorded the album. So, you know, there's gonna be some cool stuff coming for everybody to kind of, you know, catch on with what we got going on. We're just kind of just fucking, and it's killing me to fuck that we got to hold back on this shit. You know?
Because you got to be like, fuck, man, I'm so proud of this. And so you guys do the lyric video for Destination Unknown, which I gravitated on like immediately as soon as you put that out. I was like, dude, it's time. I got to get you on the fucking air. I'm done fucking around, Sid. If I got to come out there in my fucking minivan, I will. Don't think awesome. I won't. That's my fucking redneck tour bus.
Hell yeah.
But so let's talk about future, man. You know, so you guys are working with some PR people, man. You're really doing it right. You're putting your best foot forward, man, with this project. What kind of things do you guys expect? You know, a lot of guys you do interviews with will be like, well, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Or where do you see yourself in 10 years? Brother, let's face it, man. We could all be fucking dead tomorrow. Where do you see yourself in 1 year from today, man? And take the coronavirus and the music
on tour. Touring.
We want to be on tour. We want to be signed on a legit label, because a lot of people don't know this, but we're not even fucking a signed band. You know, but a lot of people trip out like, what, you guys ain't on a fucking label? We're like, no, man, we're doing all this on our own. But hopefully that's going to change after this. I think we're putting out stuff where it just can't be ignored anymore. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I mean, like I said, man, earlier, you guys pretty much stomped a hole in the fucking mud, man, and people have no choice but to look in the hole.
Right.
You know, and that's
good.
Just, but that's a good thing, man. And it's an honor to finally get to sit down and talk to you guys, man, and be able to let the listeners and the people that I've been pushing -6 to, man, get to finally get to know you guys, man. And so it's going to resonate real good with the listeners of the Rock and Soul Radio Show.
And, you know, we can't thank you enough either, man, for the promotion shit you've given us. And,
absolutely.
You know, it's killer, dude, because, you know, there's a lot of fucking fakes out there, and a lot of people just want ratings and shit. But I can tell you generally give a fuck, and you actually like the fucking music, and you see where we're coming from and what we're doing. And for you to do that, man, I can't. Kudos to you, dude. Thank you so much. Because it's guys like you that help bands like us get ourselves out there.
Well, you know, likewise though, you know, I've been in the music business a long time myself, man. From an artist to a manager to a radio guy, and I understand what it takes to get where you want to go. And so, you know, the thing that I can say about that is to you know, bands like you guys help guys like me too. You know what I mean? So
it's a circle. It's a circle.
It is, and I think we touched on it earlier. For anybody that follows my personal Facebook page, I kind of put out a fucking rant to all you the lazy bastards out there that just want me to play their shit so their girlfriend can fucking hear them on the radio.
So I was clapping.
Anytime we see anything pop up, you know, the various podcasts or webcasts or radio shows, you know, we try and be quick to share it right away, because it's all about cross promotion, you know.
And like their
somebody's
pages.
Gonna scratch our back, we gotta scratch back.
So that's
what keeps shit rolling.
Yeah.
That's why you guys are family, man. You're fucking Redneck Metal Mafia now. Don't
Hell yeah, we'll take it.
don't get it fucked up.
We're all one. We all bleed the fucking same, right?
Dude, we do. And you know, as long as we're lighting the speakers on fire with good music, man, and good content from radio shows and stuff like that, man, then I feel like, you know, we're really doing our part as a whole to preserve the longevity of what we're doing moving forward. And I think,
Yeah.
you know, I'm going to take a different spin on the whole Corona thing, man. I think that the shutdown was almost at the best possible time it could happen. And I say that very, very loosely because I know I'm going to get hate mail and people are going to be like, you're a fucking idiot. No, just listen to me. People are doing like you guys are doing and like I'm doing and so many others are doing and using this time productively. It's going to, what it did was it forced me, just like from talking to you guys, it sounds like it forced you guys to focus on what you're doing and how we can make it better because all the hustle and bustle stopped.
Yeah.
Right. So if we want to continue, we have to still work and we have to take this time and use it productively. And the people that are doing that are going to fucking make it. The people that aren't, sorry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Sorry,
that's
sorry.
exactly how we felt about it. Like, you know, we got a lot of time, downtime where, you know, let's get this video done. Let's get as much PR promotion we can get done. Let's fucking fuck it. Let's put out a couple songs, give people a little taste of what we got going on instead of just being, you know, in the behind the scenes, not doing shit, you know?
And that's beautiful. I can't wait to get the full new record, man. I can't lie. I can't.
You'll be one of the first.
I can't wait to just get it. Even if I can't release it, I just want it so I can fucking listen to it. You know what I mean? I don't have to release everything. I can keep some shit for myself. Though.
Yeah, right. Well, we're all sending you something. We're definitely proud of it, man. It's come out so good. You know, a couple of our close friends have heard it, and they're just like, "Fuck, man, you guys are for real." You know, and it feels really good to hear that shit. I've been doing this shit long enough, man, to, you know, to get compliments like this. It's definitely, like I said, it's inspiring, and it keeps us going and lets us know that we don't suck.
I mean, you most definitely don't. And so let's talk about the future just for a minute, because I feel like it's a perfect way to end the interview and let people kind of know what's on you guys' mind. So the EP, very successful, fair to say.
Mm-hmm.
The record is going to probably definitely generate some label interest to where you guys are going to have some decisions to make, which is a good thing.
Right.
But let's talk about the future of the band, man. I mean, you know, how do you top what you're doing now? That's my question for you guys. When you guys come together in your studio, man, and you start writing, how the fuck do you top what you just did? Because to me, every track I hear, it's like, how does this get better? And then the next track is like, holy fuck, it did.
Well, in the writing process, you know, either Chris or myself will come up with a cool riff and we'll branch it off of that. Now, Sid's also a guitar player. You know, from Desecrator, he sang and played guitar in that. So me and Chris will work on some shit. Ryan will hop in. Ron will hop in, put his 2 cents. We'll kind of get the ball rolling on it. Sid will come in and throw in a twist on some guitar here. And then we just kind of all contribute and keep adding shit to it. I mean, there's a handful of songs that we scratched, you know, riffs that we thought were badass, but then branched something off of it that's twice as badass, you know? And then we've got halfway through a song before and ended up completely starting back over, you know, and just reorchestrating it, rewriting it, fine-tuning it, you know, picking different notes to end on and kind of staying away from predictable shit. You know, when we were writing a few of the newer songs, we were like, this part sounds a little too much like this song.
Right.
We do a stop here, we do a fill like this. It's kind of like the other song. So it's about coming up with something new and getting out of your comfort zone as you write.
And to answer your question, I think in a better way, also, I think we're becoming where we're about to be in our prime. You know what I mean? Like, and this is the beginning. We're writing better and better as this band goes along. So I think we'll be able to, if not top, you know, write just as good, if not better than what we've been doing. Because like the newest song that we're coming, we're like, fuck, this is dope too. You know, we keep coming with ideas. Everybody keeps coming up with stuff, and I think we're going to be in our prime for sure. So I'm really not worried about if we can top our last stuff or not. Because if you keep thinking like that, then you're just gonna, you know, backstep yourself. You can't think about the past. You just gotta think forward and think of the future. And like, let's just fucking keep writing shit and and let you guys be the judge, you know?
Dude, I mean, you guys answered that question better than anybody else has, and I really appreciate that. Because a lot of people are like, "Oh man, we just, you know what people say. People say the dumbest shit." And sometimes it's funny because I can ask a question and almost prescribe an ignorant answer. You guys didn't like it, so thanks for that. But I think you hit the nail right on the head, Sid. Man, it's the same thing for us, man. When I shut off for the night and I go into post production, I don't think about this show anymore, man. I move on to the next one, and what am I going to do to make the next one what people want to hear? And that's the sign of a true artist. That's the sign of a true band that is going to make their mark somewhere in this industry in a very large way. And it's great to be a part of what you guys are doing at the ground level per se. And be able to sit back and watch it all unfold too, man. So thank you guys for letting me into you guys' circle, man, because it means a lot to be here.
Fuck yeah, man. It means a lot for you to have us here too. It means we're doing something right and we're getting the right attention from the right people, man. Because I'm sure you get hit up by tons of bands, man. And you're kind of like, maybe maybe so, maybe no. But so
tell you what, I would be more than happy to send you about 10% of the emails I get a day. And not that it's bad, but look, it's just one of the things where, like you guys, what we do is an art, and that's what my biggest battle is proving to people that on-air personalities are artists too. Because we don't just take a song and play it. Terrestrial radio does that shit. Fuck corporate, man. You know what I mean? We bring content, we bring stories, we bring interviews, and we're artists too. And so we have to be the best at our craft, or we're forgot about. We're yesterday's news. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And so to be able to work real close with bands like you guys and all the bands that we do is just awesome. And yeah, you're right, man. I get a lot of shit, but it's not that it's bad. It's just, I will say it's what do they call it in the pet business in the dog world, man? It's runt quality, man. If you're gonna say, it doesn't mean it's not a purebred dog. It's just not one that's gonna sell. I mean. And so if you don't fit the mold of what we're trying to do, the biggest thing that I tell bands, and you kind of touched on it, man, is take your time and do it right. Is the quality of recordings that we get are, you understand that if you send me an MP3 and it's shit when I get it, it's going to be even more shit by the time I run it through all the broadcasting software.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not your producer. I'm not your engineer. You're not fucking paying me. I'm not going to make you sound good.
Exactly.
I got a co-host that I have to make sound good.
Right. So that's why that was why it's really important for us to go to Shark Bite, go with Zach, because we knew he'd give us top notch shit and really bring out what we feel our band should sound like. And I think he's done it, man. And so far, everyone that's heard it, are like, "Fuck, this is good." So, that was the plan, dude. And so far, it seems to be, going in place. And we just want to keep moving forward, dude, and get our name out there. I like how you said make a mark, because that's always been like a goal of mine, is to be a fucking Bay Area band and actually really make a mark and be like known as one of the big Bay Area bands that's ever came out. So that'll be fucking.
This is no bullshit. And I've said this 100 times before this interview. I'll say it 100 times after this interview. And if anybody ever approaches me and says, "Give me a review of -6," this is exactly what I'm going to tell them. -6 represents the past and the future of the Bay Area. You guys are going to raise new eyes to the Bay Area, which is going to open doors for the old school guys, but it's also going to create a door for the new school per se, because you guys stay real true to that old school Bay Area feel, but the music is more progressive time-wise. You see what I'm saying? So what you guys are doing right now is one reason why I gravitated to it, because when I heard it, I was like, this is from the Bay Area, but it's fucking angry. It's different. And I got to align myself with these guys somehow, some way, man, because when Chris turned me on to Desecrator, I thought the same shit. I was like, this guy is a genius when it comes to, phrasing shit in a way that is moving and captivating, but still represents that old school feel. So don't worry about making a mark, man, because I'm telling you, you guys are going to do it. And what's going to happen is is one day you guys are going to be looked up to, like, you know, we sit here and we look up to Rob and Chris from Machine Head and you know, the Testament and the Overkill and the Exodus guys. You know, you guys are well on your way to that, man. So don't think for a second that people like me don't have your fucking back out here, because we do.
Thank you, Will.
You know,
it means a lot, man. You raise a hair on my arms, bro.
That's my honest assessment, and that's not just blowing smoke out of my ass.
I know
it's recorded. Like, I've said this 100 times before, and so.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
To end the interview, man, we've got some brand new music from you guys, man. We're gonna throw out Destination Unknown, and you guys are donating a new track off the new record.
Yes, we are.
Only Rock Assault Radio has for a while. What's that track, fellas?
It's Existence.
Yep, song's called Existence. One of the tracks off the new album. It's about fucking, you know, just being happy that we're fucking here, exist on this planet. You know, if you think about how lucky we are, you know, we've all these other planets, man, there's nothing going on. Here we are, this little spot, the perfect amount away from the sun, and, you know, and you know, just trying to uplift people. And you know, a lot of people will trip over petty shit in their lives, and it's like, man, you got to look at the big picture of what we have every single day for free.
This song's hella in your face, too.
Yeah, it is. It's fucking.
I heard a little bit of it before the interview, and I gotta say, dude, it's just holy shit. That's just all I can say, man. It's holy shit. On, dude. You guys went and did it again. Hey, man, thanks for your fucking time on Rock Assault Radio, man. Thank you guys for all the support that you guys give me, man. And I definitely look forward to getting out to your area, man, and checking out your scene, spending some time with you guys and the Machine Head guys, and you know, getting out there and hanging out with the people that support me, man. So thank you guys for everything you do for me, man, and welcome to the Redneck Metal Mafia, man.
Yep.
Wow, man.
Thank you,
bro.
And thank all the listeners, man, because that's what it's really all about.
Yep.
Let's get to some fucking music. What do you say?
Yeah, let's do it.
Thank you guys, man. Much love. -6, everybody.
All right, brother.
See ya.